Well, well, well. If it isn't the Too Much Dip Thursday night live stream at full strength, I'm Dave. KJ's back.
I'm back, bitches. Isn't that the line of the week?
Very cool. Bigger comeback this week. KJ or Quinn Ewers? A lot of people are asking.
Ooh, what are we sipping on? Dave's got a ying.
We're sipping on the only thing that's not a heavy IPA that's in our fridge.
Daddy's sipping on a Carbachtoberfest.
Mm.
It's a local brewery. It's good. It's good.
Local to Houston, to be clear.
It's good. Right.
That probably won't show up correct, but that is a Third Space Brewery. Local here, I believe, to the Madison area. No, Milwaukee. See, just as close. It's their Oktoberfest.
You know, Dylan's the space guy.
Big space guy.
Okay, I see the tie-in.
I'm just saying shit so I can tweet.
Back. Tune in to Circling Back next week when I debut the Space Bar segment. It should be a lot of fun for everybody.
I saw some chatter in the Patreon, Dylan, that people were looking forward to that. I'm happy.
Yeah, good.
Yeah, there's a lot of
talk. It's gonna blow minds. Just wait, Dave.
What was it Brett said? KJ, did you listen to any Too Much Dip while you were gone?
I can't say that I did.
Wow. Okay.
I would have listened on the flight back, but it's been like 90 something hours of just pure two kid hell. And I love them here.
Pretty nasty things to say about you. I'm sorry to say.
Well, he also went, we were talking Mahomes or something, and he referred to an emoji, the head exploding, as the skull fuck emoji, which I've never heard, and I don't think that's getting enough talk. Like, I feel like that's a thing that needs to be discussed. Like, what? Who's calling it that? I'm not.
Literally nobody.
That seems like he's kind of projecting something he's used it for.
Who's using this emoji? Is it you? Is it your family?
And where is it coming from?
Where's it coming from? Yeah, I don't know. Brett was good. Brett,
now weed's legal? What is wrong?
Brett filled it admirably. We've got a guest tonight. It's none other than, well, I'll just wait. I'm going to wait. I'm going to have him on. So if I mispronounce his last name for the 17th time, he can correct me. But first,
I know how to do it.
You got it too? You've been practicing his last name all day, haven't you?
Yeah. I spent the last about 30, 45 minutes practicing. I got it down.
Yeah. You're married to the game. Do you mind if I do a little shout out to our good friends at DraftKings?
Please do.
Football season has kicked off. Teams are breaking down film and getting ready for their next game. While teams are working on their plan, DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL, is drawing up a winning play for all their new customers. All new customers need to do is sign up using promo code WASHED, bet $5 on any team to win before their game kicks off, and receive an additional $200 in free bets if your team wins. That's right. New customers who bet at least $500 on any team to win their next game will get an additional $200 in free bets if their team wins. Plus, with same-game parlays, you can combine multiple bets from the same game to give yourself a shot at even bigger winnings all season long. For those in a state where sports betting is not available yet, don't forget about DraftKings Daily Fantasy, where they have been innovating even more ways to win cash this football season. DraftKings has been around for a while, so you know your funds are safe and can be withdrawn whenever, wherever you want. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now. New customers use promo code WASHED and receive $200 in free bets if their team wins after placing a $5 pregame wager. That's promo code WASHED only at DraftKings Sportsbook. Check out the details in the bio of this video or podcast.
Show notes.
Not really a bio. How about that? Show notes, probably a better term. I was swerving a little bit. It's fine.
Let's go, girls.
Shania stays on deck. I was looking for a completely different drop that was relevant to that ad.
Shania always plays. I don't mind that.
Dylan, do you want to introduce our guest since you've been working at it?
His name is Jake Louque. I believe I'm saying that correctly. Jake Louque.
I hope so.
He
They've been
explained to me
practicing
one time on Twitter. Yeah, it's a tough one to say. Jake, let's get him in here.
I'm dialed in, baby.
There
There
he
he
is.
is.
I will say you nailed it. So good for you. Jake Luke, you nailed it. Good job, Dylan Chevrolet.
Oh, okay.
That's also perfect. Thank you, Jake. Wow. You've been practicing.
See the French connection there, I guess.
Yeah.
Gamesmanship. Jake of the Baltimore Beatdown. He's a Ravens guy. Baltimore Beatdown podcast, correct?
Yes, sir.
He
Jake,
had me
would
on
you
the
say,
Talk Cowboys one time.
Oh, sorry to cut you off there. I was just going to get his unbiased opinion. Would you say we've covered Lamar Jackson's season to any extent, if not to the extent that it deserves, being that he is wrecking shop?
No, I think you guys have done a really good job. You guys, I feel like you pick the Ravens games a lot of the time when you do these things. So it's always a nice little feather in my cap when I get a listen. And, I keep track of who picks them and who doesn't. So, I actually don't do that. But, I think you guys have done a nice job covering them. I get they're not the big market team necessarily that a lot of people tune into, but Lamar seems to have brought a lot of eyes here the last couple of years. So we appreciate it.
Let me just say, you don't want me picking your team. If you followed this in any capacity.
I think we were on the wrong end of the Dolphins one there. You might have picked that. I think Dylan might have picked the Ravens in that one, but yeah, that might have been a rare win for you, or we were on the wrong end of it. So
rare is fair. That's a good way to put it. Well, we're excited to have you on.
Journalist.
You are.
I'm not
you are
actually,
a journalist. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, we're not either. Fun fact. Where do you guys want to begin? I mean, Dylan, I kind of feel like this is going to be the Dylan show because you got your biggest weekend of the year coming up.
Yeah, this is like Christmas for me. Yeah, I tried to order a blonde mullet wig on short order, but I couldn't find one. Yeah, Quinn is back. Quinn is starting against Texas OU, and I'm very excited about it. Of course, he was injured in the first quarter of the Alabama game. He threw for 130 plus yards in that quarter. Look, a lot of hype for a kid who's played exactly like less than 5 quarters of football since his junior year of high school. But he looks good, man. I'm just so excited. The line moved it opened around like 4, and it moved to 7 leading up to today, and then it jumped another 2 points after the announcement that Quinn Ewers was starting. I'm very cautiously optimistic about the game. But as you know, Dave, when these two teams get together, you know what you can do, right?
You can blow like a 28-point lead or whatever Texas had last year.
I don't think it was that high, but it was like 21-ish. It was not good. Yeah. But Caleb Williams ain't walking through that door. So we'll see what happens.
Big facts.
There's Casey Thompson.
No,
there's Casey Thompson, thankfully.
What's the word on Gabriel, Dylan Gabriel? I'm seeing now there's some conspiracy stuff going on. He was spotted on the sidelines in a video that some intern posted where he's wearing shoulder pads. So people are like, oh, yeah, dude, he's definitely playing. Not that it really matters. I don't think he's very good.
Yeah, I saw that too. I don't know how much that video matters. I think even if he were ruled out for this weekend, I think he would still suit out for practice and probably even participate in light drills. So I don't know if that video means anything. He probably shouldn't play after his head was knocked off of his body last weekend, but I think he probably will play. I don't think it matters a whole lot. I mean, he is much better than his backup, but I think Texas has the advantage in this one still.
Are we going to comment at all on the fact that Fox is still holding strong with is it Fox that's got this at noon?
Yeah.
They're keeping this as the premier game. Even in our own group text, I got a little bit of flack for not showcasing the Red River rivalry between these two historic teams and historically bad this year, rather than ranked TCU versus Kansas. As someone outside of the state of Texas, Jake, do you feel like either of these games moves the needle more than one or the other?
I feel like I always tune into this one because I think it's always really fun. I think a lot about the Kyler, 80-yard rushing touchdown a couple years ago, whatever that was. I'm a little bit young for like heyday, like Vince Young. I was a little bit not really into college football at the time. So yeah, you get your big matchups up here in the Mid-Atlantic Northeast area. This is one that I try to keep an eye on, but I also try to play golf on Saturdays in the fall. So not a huge college football guy, admittedly.
Okay.
Well, as we'll see later in the dip picks, I in fact wrote down this is definitely the weekend to do whatever the hell else you have to do after about 2:30 or 3:30 or so in the day, because the slate is bad. After
I took a look, and I was like, this is a good weekend to get out and really swing them here. Weather's not about to it's not about to get really bad, but it's going to get maybe non-playable weather the next couple weeks up here. So
you're telling me.
That's great to hear. That's great to hear, because I'll be at home when my kids just wreck shop on my home, just completely terrorizes me the entire afternoon. So I can't wait to watch whatever filth game is on late afternoon. But
I hate that for you.
Hey, where's Odell going?
Odell.
Bills, man.
Is it
I got a bad feeling about the Bills. He's talking to Von Miller. He's in the Giants building visiting his friends or whatever that was. I don't know what that whole publicity stunt was, but I don't know, man. I'd love Rashad Bateman's dealing with an injury right now. I thought he would have been a good signing during the summer and just kind of take a flyer on him, see when he comes back healthy. That's another thing. Is he healthy? Do you guys know? Like, is he going to be able to play on it? Did he have an ACL in the Super Bowl? Like, I've torn my ACL and I'm not quite, Odell Beckham, but it took me a long time to come back from it. So,
Dylan, what was your recovery time?
Famously did not tear my ACL. I did fracture a bone in my leg though.
Wow.
3 months. I felt good walking on it after 3 months.
What about when you broke your back or whatever?
Yeah.
When
you snapped your neck.
Broke my neck.
Right.
Yeah, I broke my 7th vertebrae in my neck when I was 21 years old. Couple weeks, I was back doing my thing.
It's different.
That is so ridiculous.
What is that? What does back doing your thing mean?
Not worrying about my neck. Like it sounds worse than it actually was. I kind of just fractured the end of the vertebrae. It didn't really, it hurt.
It's a slight little spinal fracture, nothing crazy.
Oh, there you go, KJ.
Dude, KJ geared up.
Right.
Yeah,
see, I was if you're interested. Washmedia.shop.
I was really just trying to get an idea if that was a broken leg or a torn ACL, and it's hard to say, but
it's funny you bring that up too, because Dylan, I think I might have sent you you'd sort of prompted ideas, #prompt Twitter. You sent out ideas for logos, and I think I told you there was something there with you and the Jordan silhouette with the falling off the rim there. I don't know if I had a hand in that, but just I got to ask the question.
Wow, Dylan, Star's idea.
If you did inspire that, I thank you for it. But Ricky Prosper is the one who actually created that design. And wow, thank you. Yes, I did get it back out of me. Ricky Prosper created that design, and he sent it to us a long time ago. And I was like, that's really funny. And I kind of just forgot that he sent it to me. Then we were getting the store going again. He's like, hey, by the way, I sent you this a long time ago. I was like, oh my God, that's a great idea for a t-shirt. So if you did inspire that, Jake, thank you. And I will even send you one. How about that?
I love it. Yeah, no, Ricky does awesome work. So shout out to him.
As far as Odell is concerned, I think Tampa should be in the conversation. I don't know what his marital status is, but it looks to be where divorcees go to ball.
Pour one out for Cole.
R.I.P. Cole Beasley's career. I don't think he's going to make the difference he did for the Rams wherever he lands this year. Not because of talent or anything else. It's just exceptional what he was able to accomplish last year. I just don't see that happening again this year. Dallas would have been in the conversation, but I'm sure Dallas people are quite happy with what they saw from Gallup. When did Gallup get hurt last year? Do you recall? November, David?
I don't remember.
Yeah, it was toward, I want to say the latter half of the regular season.
Yeah, I want to say November, which, I mean, hell, that's 2.5 months difference, and he's just getting back. Odell's probably got 5-6 years on Gallup. So if he does come back, we're talking week 12, or more. So who knows?
Hey,
go ahead.
Ethan's got a really good point here.
Yeah,
He's got
killer bees.
Booth. He's gonna be back in the booth like tonight, putting out more fire, man.
We don't want it. We do not want it. Maybe he can find some eligibility and dig SMU out of their effing grave. Is it a baller move just to be like, hey, I want to buy that team that doesn't exist?
Braun?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just like, hey, we need a team here. And like he's gonna get it, right? Like they would be silly not to have a team there, right?
It worked out for Charlotte, huh?
Okay. They're still around. They're still a team. They're not.
I guess,
good.
yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean,
what? This is their year. This is their year, turning it around.
What was the story there? Fill me in.
That's essentially all that I know. Is there's chatter that the next two expansion teams from the NBA will be Seattle and Las Vegas. LeBron is at the Las Vegas summer games, meetings, whatever, preseason games. And during an interview, one of the media days, he made the comment that, yeah, if they bring a team back here, we need to bring a team back here. I'd love to be a part of the ownership. I'm sure it's something more direct than that, but I got the snippet of it. What I didn't catch, and maybe we'll pull it for Monday, is LeBron at Topgolf.
Oh,
I might need to put that side by side with my swing, and I think I've got him on that.
I haven't seen him, but I already have a picture in my head of what that looks like. And as a guy who, I'm not going to say I have a great swing. It feels that's not going to be good for anyone.
It was whoever recorded him was sorry. It seemed like a sneak attack. He's out there. He's trying to learn the game. I'm a little surprised that it's not a more functional swing, just because you figured somewhere along the line he would have learned how to do it for a charity event or something. Not become a good player or anything, but just learn how to do it. So in case you're ever
it's gonna be hard when you're like 6'8" or whatever too. Like I'm like 6'3", and like I don't know. Maybe I'm just making excuses, but I'm like, man, it's like kind of hard to put a swing together. And KJ, I'm sure you can relate too. I mean, being that tall, that's got to be a little bit tough to make contact consistently.
KJ just looks tall on camera. He's not actually that tall.
Oh, is that right?
KJ's 5'9".
I'm not. Yeah. I think that LeBron must be a D. Carter Ruff listener of some sort. I don't know which show, but at some point in time, he must have listened to David completely shame all of America who brings their own clubs to Topgolf, because it looks like LeBron is full blown trying to drive a ball with the putter. Like, it just does not look correct at all. Like a kid's putter too. Clearly the length was not familiar. Draymond and Jordan Poole got in a fight.
Yeah.
He threw a punch. I don't know if it landed, but he threw a punch at Poole.
Okay.
Love it. I mean, let's go. Drum up some hype. He's got a podcast. Sometimes you got to stage a fight or just start some drama. You got to create a splash, Dylan. You've been in the biz for a while. You know what it's like.
Should we get in a fight and then spread rumor about it? Would it help our podcast?
I'm not there one day.
Yeah, because we threw down in the parking lot.
Well, KJ still hasn't addressed his two-week suspension. So I mean, yeah, I think it's worthy.
Yeah, it is suspicious that the last time I was on the microphone, I was just randomly throwing out the names of very unfortunate people, allegedly. But yeah, there could have been a fight involved. Non-domestic.
This is a good point from Trent. Didn't go for the nads, and that's huge. The Warriors have a problem with punching dudes in the nards. If you'll remember, what's the dude's name? He punched Dirk he just uppercutted Dirk right in the grundle.
Right in the nards?
I feel like that's one that you as a Dirk fan are going to hang on to forever, and like none of us are going to really like know about,
I'm the only person who won't let that go. Like, Dirk forgave him. It was all water under the bridge, and I refused. Anytime he shows up, whose name I can't even remember.
Speedy Claxton.
It's that guard dog mentality. You're just looking out for your guy. I respect it.
I gatekeep Dirk heavy.
The only other fight I wanted to mention, and maybe y'all got to it Monday, Shiano Ryan Day. Did y'all see that?
That was weird.
Ohio State went for a fake punt up 39, or not a fake punt. What was it?
I don't think it was a called fake punt. I think the punter saw open field and just went for it on his own, which they are sometimes given the green light to do. He picked a very poor time to do it, as the game was well in hand. But to defend Ryan Day, and I'm not sure of this, but I don't think that was an intentional fake punt. He just went for it.
Classic Dylan apologizing for the punters.
Look, I have no skin in the game. I'm not an Ohio State guy. I'm just saying.
I just love to run up school back in the day. Now he's speaking up for people who do.
Yeah,
Dylan was swinging 3-0 up 12.
I was stealing third up 15 runs.
Unwritten rules, bro.
Yeah, I think that any time that Greg Schiano of all people feels the need to like claim them's the rules or like follow the code, it's a little bit suspect, because when he was in his short stint as the head coach of the Buccaneers, they had Ndamukong Suh, per Schiano's direction, try to swipe the ball when the other team was kneeling the ball out because maybe they could cause a fumble. And he was like shooting at the, not shooting, but you know what I mean?
Whoa.
Diving at the ball in the center's knees to attempt to disrupt a kneel down. So they were down more than a touchdown and just creating havoc. And Schiano's like, there's time on the clock. What do you want to do?
KJ, I played as a guy who played 7th and 8th grade football at Duncanville. It's all about creating a culture and that mentality. So even if it's not going to lead to like a W, it just sets the tone for the rest of the season, man. I know that's something that maybe only I understand.
Well, the guy was such a football guy. He allowed Mercer to run through that locker room like it was nothing. So I mean, you got to respect it.
In the event anyone catches the clip of that, or if I can find it by Monday, Schiano does one of my favorite moves of somebody who's definitely not going to fight and is old and definitely red ass, and that's point at the other person with the horns. Like he fully was like, "You better."
It's like you're not that guy, pal, but like just in a different form, like this. Yeah, I know what you mean.
That's a Polly Walnuts.
Yeah, there you go. And he's a rugger, so it fits.
Yeah.
I mean, it is an Italian last name, is it not?
Sure.
It's Italian.
I never thought about that.
We've got a vowel, don't we?
Hey. Never thought about that.
Oh.
Notably, there was a huge outbreak. It's not SARS. What is the?
It was MRSA.
MRSA. There it is. Thank you.
SARS.
MRSA.
That was big in like 2012 when that happened, and I was in high school. A couple kids got it in our locker room, and that was scary times for your boy. Let me just say that.
Kept me away from wrestling for sure. All right. Well, without further ado,
be right back.
Okay. Well, with further ado, we'll go ahead and start dip picks. While Dylan goes and crushes another one.
What the fuck?
Who knows?
Damn.
I don't even know.
Hey, let's watch his tiny TV now.
Seriously?
Hold me closer, tiny TV.
I wish I could control the cameras on this to where I could zoom in or zoom the window in a little better. But I think it's worth mentioning. Last week, week 4, was the first week of the entire season that David crossed the threshold of 3 wins in 1 week. He deserves a round of applause. You hit 4 wins. That's a big move. You're still in last place with 10 points on the season, only 14 behind me in the lead. I don't think that's going to last forever. There's a lot of picking left to do. One thing also worth pointing out, the guests continue to slowly creep up there. They're in second place at 22 points, but they're ahead of us on total picks, 21-16 on the year. I'm 18-18. Dylan is slightly behind that at 15-21 on the year.
Yikes.
So let's start off with
Guest had a big week.
Yes.
Tron. Was that Tron?
First guest to hit his big boy stack.
What an asshole.
That's hurt.
That guy's just riding an all-time heater right now, isn't he?
He really is. I should have not had him on. I enjoyed the guy. He was good, but man, he is really good at this.
Some parts of the country, he's still on the podcast talking. Hopping into tonight's game, Colts Broncos. Broncos at home favored by 3.5, according to the DraftKings Sportsbook. David, we'll go in reverse. How about that? We'll start with the guess. We'll go in reverse. Let's mix it up. Maybe that'll spice it up for David.
Let's tilt it a little. It's so condescending.
Broncos country. Let's ride. I just like Matt Ryan's just not doing it for me right now, man. Like I know they beat the Chiefs and everything, but that just felt a little, it just felt like, you get one early in the year. I'm not loving what I'm seeing from the Broncos, but I think they can win by 4 points here at home against this Colts team. Yeah. Take the Broncos.
Give me the Colts to bounce back. Their defeat by the Jaguars was a statement about the Jaguars, not about them. Give me the Colts. Although I don't think Jonathan Taylor is playing. That's going to bite me in the ass, but whatever. Give me the Colts. Dylan.
Mr. Unlimited, more like Mr. Limited. The Broncos stink, but the Colts stink. The Colts stink even more, especially with Jonathan Taylor Thomas out. They stink. The Broncos are going to cover.
Jonathan Taylor Thomas.
No, it's a different person.
Tonight, sweetheart. Give me that head.
That was a very Corso-esque pick there. I love it. I love it. You're going with the Colts, correct?
That's so rude. No, I went with the Broncos.
Oh, see, I could even keep up. There's so many twists and turns there.
I just wanted to make the Mr. Limited joke.
That was a not so fast, my friend situation.
Yeah.
Let's see, David.
Man, people are not happy on Twitter about having to watch the Broncos on Thursday Night Football.
It's like their third primetime game in 4 weeks, right?
What?
At least their second.
Dude, you know what? Deserved. Because they've got something that a lot of teams don't have, Dylan. That's star power at the quarterback position. Russell Wilson, Mr. Unlimited. Mr. Unlimited.
That's right.
Mr. Unlimited.
That's right.
Extreme skip voice.
Unlimited.
I'm riding with the Coes.
No one's calling.
Did we get a breakdown of that Subway video from you guys, by the way? Maybe I missed it. That just feels like prime Dylan to jump all over.
We should have done like a duet TikTok on that one, like some people were doing.
Dude, that's a Randy Trembacki joint waiting to happen. Just kind of put something really creative and fun together,
Yeah, I agree.
He's a wacky feller.
Okay, now the big noon Saturday game that isn't Fox Sports 1, FS1, will be showing you number 17 TCU at number 19 Kansas. At home in Lawrence, Kansas getting 5.5 points. I will start off. Give me TCU. Again, their win over SMU said more about SMU than about them, but in this case, it works for them. Dylan.
Yeah, this Kansas Cinderella story, it's been fun. It's been cute, but it's got to end sometime, and this is the weekend that it does. Yeah, they're gonna lose by 10-ish, I think. Maybe more. I think TCU covers.
David.
Did I read right that TCU has the number 2 offense in the country right now?
Sure.
Yeah. Hey, why not? Let's go.
But they absolutely torched OU's defense.
They, even though I look, they're well coached. They've got the Sonny Rager Dykes Auto Group running the team. And he's doing well. I'm shocked. Most people are shocked. Nobody thought Max Duggan was going to be. Is he getting Heisman bumps? He is,
no.
KJ.
No.
He's on Heisman lists. He is. I'm going with the Horned Frogs. I'm throwing it up. It's wild. I think they're going to roll into Waco here in a few weeks, undefeated. Give me the Frogs.
Jake.
Yeah, famously, like I said, not a huge college football guy, so I love that TCU deep purple looks great. So give me those TCU Horned Frogs in this one.
Jeez.
I guess. Dylan, you're picking TCU.
I fixed it. Yeah, I said TCU. Maybe I wasn't clear.
No, you're fine. My brain's just not working. Okay.
I like to make jokes sometime,
Whole squads on TCU to be clear. Number 11
good for y'all.
Utah at number 18 UCLA. I didn't realize I went back to back on Pac-12 this week. But one of our few ranked games after the 11 o'clock slate. Dylan? UCLA plus 3.5.
Yeah. I think they're just going to feed Jaquindon, as this is Jaquindon's breakout game. He's going to get like 28 touches, and they're just going to go off. I'm on Utah. I'm on Utah -3 in the hook.
I'll get a tattoo, not of Jaquindon or not of Utah, but I will get a tattoo if he gets 28 touches.
At what position would he get those
like
touches?
One injury away.
Fuck, you're right.
Is he QB2?
I don't know. They had him at running back, and then he got one touch last week on I think a failed reverse, and was like, I looked at the box score and it was like one rush -9 yards. I was like, oh no.
It's not great. It's not a great stat line.
Sounds like the play was blown up. Probably more on the OC than him. But who's picking? Is it me?
It is you.
I believe in Cam Rising. I believe in Utah. UCLA is a great story. I think they're going to be a problem in the Pac-12 for the next few years. This year, they're on their way up. They will not beat Utah. Utah will cover, and Utah will be the 4th team in the playoff.
Okay. Wow. Big Utah guy. Jake.
Yeah, I've always been big on that Utah logo. I love it. Shout out to Steve Smith. Shout out to Tyler Huntley. I'm going to go Utah on this one.
Is it not just a U or two?
I think, and listen, this is where it gets a little hairy. There might be a Native American connotation, but I always thought it looked pretty good. So I don't know. I like it.
People, man.
You can get it out, but
Way to go, Jake.
Give me Chip Kelly, his neck, the home field, and the fade. UCLA. I don't know if y'all checked in on Chip Kelly's gargantuan size neck. Not him as a person. This is not a rotund thing. I'm just worried about a goiter type thing. Okay. David, Washington State.
That's the first time the word goiter has been dropped on any Wash Media podcast ever. I feel very comfortable.
Underused
word for that is the Seinfeld episode with the goiter. Like that. That's you're conjuring images of that right now for me.
If you're
underused word, goiter.
If you were a Texas Rangers fan about, 14 years ago, maybe a decade ago, and you remember Alexi Ogando coming out of the bullpen, electric, but he had one that just popped up out of nowhere, and some people, not me, certainly were calling it an Ogando. But anyway, that's very niche. He was on the World Series team.
That player with the last name Goiter, like that kind of feels like that's like a middle reliever in Double-A and like ass end of like somewhere in Nebraska, like David Goiter or like Paul Goiter.
Goiter.
Yeah. I like that, Paul Goiter.
Yeah, gave up a couple runs late. Hopefully he'll figure it out, but it's not looking good.
Middle reliever Paul Goiter.
This is a real Santa. Looks like Santa came early type thing. I name random abstract baseball players and I get froze out, but everybody else can do it. It's just hilarious. Anyways, who do you have? Washington State, USC. USC's favored by 13 at home. David.
13 at home. That's a lot of points. This is KJ, is there anything you want to dub this game?
Oh yeah, in the fine print here under it's showing at 6:30 Central on ABC. It is also listed as the might sneakily be an absolute Pac-12 banger of the week game. Brought to you by Wash Media, more specifically Too Much Dip and the good friends at DraftKings Sportsbook. It's a lot in fine print, but it's all there. More in the show notes.
Or the bio, as some people refer to it. People who are failing at ad reads. This might be the game that keeps me sane this weekend because this is going to be good. I'm going to ride with. They're not going to win, but they're going to keep it to single digits. Give me Washington State.
Okay. Wazoo. Who's up on this? Jake.
I'm going to go USC, Lincoln Riley, big brand name. Love USC. Mark Sanchez killing it right now in the commentary game. So I'm going to pick them in this one. I know nothing about Washington State, so hate to be that guy, but USC.
Well, we do.
All I can tell you about Washington State is that their only loss on the year was to Oregon, in which they gave up 44 points, but they scored 41 themselves. With that said, their win over very shitty, now without a coach, except for Jim Leonard as their interim. Jake probably knows this. Over Wisconsin was 17-14. You got to be better than that against a team that bad. Give me USC.
Ravens legend Jim Leonard.
Brett?
I'm on the fence with this one, and I have picked with Jake every time so far, so I am taking the opportunity to fade the guest to try and gain one on him. I'm taking Wazoo.
All right.
Hey, is it worth noting that this game, so obviously Texas OU will have already, been done for hours. Is this a Lincoln Riley like, OU just got curb stomped by Texas, and then Lincoln Riley has the primetime game and he can really show out? I should have thought of that before. I'm like spinning these narratives. The wheels are turning.
Or he is still feeling guilt over calling me a pussy like 13 years ago to my face when I was actually being one, if that's a term you actually use, which I don't. I support,
What were you doing?
Can we get that story, please?
Quitting in there were workouts to be done. Texas Tech did an event called Midnight Maneuvers that were very difficult. I was less than half-assing it, and he basically said, Ellis, will you stop acting like a P and finish the damn drill? And I'm like, I'm not going to finish the drill, but I will pretend to not be a P in this moment. He was completely correct, but, I let it go, clearly. We have another London game, 8:30 a.m. Sunday morning for all of you who are trying to wake and watch something that's not F1. Giants versus the Packers. Packers favored by 8 in London town. We're back to Jake starting off.
Yeah, I was on the Giants in this one. I got it low scoring. I took the under 2. It just feels like these London games are always weird, and the Giants have had some weird games, and they've managed to keep it close and obviously get some wins where maybe they weren't expected. So keep it close against Aaron and the boys. So Giants cover, I guess Packers win.
I don't remember who played last week, but that finish was enjoyable. It felt good for watching that. Give me the Packers to continue to win, somehow cover here, and then Aaron Rodgers is going to complain to Pat McAfee or Rogan about something that occurs in the game, I'm sure. Dylan.
I'm a Pac-Man. Green Bay -8.
You got to let that song go.
No.
David.
I'm not doing it, Dave.
The Giants aren't bad. Yes, they got their balls rushed off by the Cowboys in prime time. Cooper rushed, that is. But I think this is a big Daniel Jones on the ground game. 8 points is quite a bit in London. I think Jake said it, like, these games always seem to be kind of odd. I think the Giants can keep it within 8 points. Give me the Giants.
Does it change anyone's picks that the line is now at 7.5 according to DraftKings? It's moved since this afternoon.
Love it.
All sticking with our picks.
Yeah.
You're going with the Giants too, David?
I am.
Okay. Dolphins at Jets. Jets plus 3.5 at home. Noon. Zach Wilson back. Tua not back. Teddy Bridgewater's playing. Mike McDaniel still continuing to say nothing was wrong. Give me Zach Wilson. No mom present, but possibly some of her friends. Jets at home. Ellen.
I'm a big Teddy Two Gloves guy, as everybody knows. That Dolphins offense is still going to move the ball despite Tua being out. I'm on the Dolphins to cover the 3.5.
David.
This is a weird one. This might be the toughest game we've had to pick this week. I don't know what Zach Wilson's going to look like. I feel like, but I'm also balancing
a
that with
19-year-old.
A 19-year-old.
Did he get a haircut or something?
Bangs older women, allegedly, probably, right? That's been proven.
Sure.
Maybe not. Good for him. I'm not hating. Hey, whoa. Anyway, give me I'm going to ride with the Dolphins. The Jets, come on.
Come on, mate. Jake.
I'm gonna go Jets in this one. Give me that energy from my guy Joe Flacco, just keeping it rolling, being a great mentor for Zach Wilson there. I don't know. This Dolphins team, there's some weird energy around them right now. I don't know what's going on with this McDaniel concussion situation. Feels like there's a lot on that guy's plate going up to the Meadowlands. I like Robert Saleh a lot to motivate these guys. I think they're going to get a surprise win here.
I like it. Cowboys at Rams. Rams favored by 5.5 in the afternoon. Fox, Dylan.
That's a lot of points. The Rams haven't really figured it out quite yet. I don't think they've reached their final form of the season yet. The Cowboys are just playing good football. Cooper Rush. Quarterback controversy. I'm on the Cowboys plus 5.5.
Shut up. Don't say that. Stop breathing life into it.
I thought you were talking over your shoulder to like the kids in the background, which I know you're not at home, so clearly you weren't doing that.
The kids are here.
But it was well timed. David.
Okay. The Rams O-line is bad and hurt, and Matt Stafford's in for a long day. I think the Rams may win this thing, but I think it's going to be by a field goal if they do. I think the Cowboys defense is elite, and I think they can keep this thing close. It's going to be an ugly game. I think it's going to be ugly. Give me the boys.
Okay, Jake.
Yeah, Dave, you and I famously chatted how much I love Jerry and the Cowboys. So I've been loving what I'm seeing from them this year. I'm liking Cooper Rush as a backup. I do want to get your guys' thoughts on like that whole situation for one thing. But first of all, I'll say Cowboys cover this thing 5.5. What's the feeling on the quarterback controversy here, David?
There's not one.
The feeling is our owners his goal, number one goal is to have the eyeballs and people talking about the Cowboys by any means necessary, whether that's throw your $40 million franchise quarterback under the bus or not. He's a moron. They've got a great team, a great defensive team. It's so bad. It's so bad. Why would you do that? And then in the offseason with McCarthy and Dan Quinn and that whole situation, like, dude, can you just say the right thing?
Dak was my fantasy quarterback pick. I don't really carry two, so I dropped him after he got hurt. Now I'm picking him up again. I'm banking on him coming back and being good. But yeah, it's been an interesting couple of weeks. I love the Cowboys, as I've told you. But
how was he not taken by then? The moment you dropped him, someone else should have stashed him. Poor play by the rest of your league.
It was initially reported as like an 8-week injury. So I think, and listen, I'm in a league with a bunch of dumbasses, myself included. So maybe that's, part of it. But yeah, I don't know. He was available, so I got him back.
And then Jerry said it would be like a 2-week injury. Jerry had him back for the Giants. Like, yeah, you know what? Sure, it's broken, but he can throw.
He's just finding some glory hole, right?
No.
Let me go. I'll go with the Rams here at home. The Rams slide has to stop at some point. It's a lot. It is a whole lot. And shouts to David for mentioning all of the Cowboys off season and none of Jerry's other children. Bengals at Ravens. Ravens favored by 3. I don't even know who's supposed to. I guess I'm starting this one off. I don't know. David. No, David, you're on this one.
Give me the Ravens. I don't believe in the Bengals. And it's as simple as that. I think the Ravens have a better quarterback. I think they're the better team. Give me the Ravens.
We're going to go backwards here so that we can finish with Baltimore's own. Dylan, who do you have?
Well, we know who Jake's going to pick. I really want to fade Jake on this, but I don't think I can. I just think the Ravens are really good right now. Bengals have not looked great, so I'm on Baltimore.
Give me the Bengals on the road for no other reason than giving me the Bengals. Jake.
Yeah, you were correct. 3 points is weird. I think the Ravens win this one close. It's going to be a little bit more than 3 points. Just feels like they haven't put together a complete game this year in some respects. So I think they're going to do that to an extent this year. I think Burrow's going to cough the ball up a little bit. Marlon Humphrey, Marcus Peters going to, get their hands on it. And, Lamar kind of has himself a little bit of a redemption game because he looked great through those first 4 weeks. Not so good against the Bills. I think he's going to bounce back.
All right. Well, if you would also start us off with your big boy stacks so we can get the heck out of here.
Could somebody else start?
Sorry.
I need to take a look at what I wrote. I don't have it in front of me, so.
No, it's okay. I was laughing at Cole.
Love Cole. Yeah.
I'll start.
Go ahead.
I got mine. Yeah, although I don't feel as good about this game as Dave does, I am choosing to be as emotionally invested in a game as I possibly can. So it's either going to be a fantastic Saturday or just a total shit day for me. I am on my Texas Longhorns -9 with Quinn Ewers at quarterback to cover the 9 points in Dallas against OU.
I will hop in. Going with the emotional hedge. Give me the Houston Texans +7 versus the Jaguars.
Ooh.
David.
I'm going to go a little different route. Give me the Volunteers going into Baton Rouge, laying 3 over LSU. Not a night game. Tennessee is good. LSU is okay. They've got an okay defense. I like Tennessee in this. I may have been discussing this earlier with somebody who's really into this gambling thing, and they've got me. So I'm feeling good.
UT, Texas.
The original UT.
Who do you have, Jake?
I wrote down Dylan's Jalen Hurts squad, the Philadelphia Eagles -5 over the Cardinals. I just feel like Kyler Murray, just a little bit of an vessel. I'm not loving what I'm seeing there with the Cardinals. So Eagles continue this run. Jalen Hurts continues this MVP run. Liking the Eagles this week, -5.
That's a fun game.
Yeah.
If there's a world in which Jalen Hurts wins an MVP or Max Duggan wins a Heisman, I will get that tattoo instead. Maybe a chip on my shoulder.
Dude, you better be careful. I was
going to say you really got to be sure about that because there's been a couple of those around here, haven't there?
Yeah. +5 Cardinal. I'm sorry, -5 Eagles. Correct.
Yes, sir.
There we have it.
Big. God damn.
Oh,
Ryan,
how about
you're just
playoff
in time.
baseball talk? Yeah, I actually had a baseball pick for my big boy stack, but as is the case with baseball, I always forget on how I like to do their odds and whatnot. We don't really pick money lines.
We will talk baseball Monday. We will break it
1000%.
down like nobody else. We are going to talk, dude. We're going to talk to the guy who was 2 rows behind the guy that caught Aaron Judge's home run. No, I'm just kidding. We don't know that guy. We could probably get him on. Might not be that exciting.
Did you see that the guy who caught the ball, the 60-second home run, is married to a former Bachelor contestant?
I didn't know she went on The Bachelor, but I know that she's been on Blue Star, so I'm aware of who she is.
She was a Bachelor contestant, and you know what? Didn't remember her. So
night 1 contestant, it sounds like. Yeah, let's wrap it up there. But yeah, this is the same podcast that spent like 4.5 minutes on Randy Rosarina. So
dude, that guy just kills the Orioles every time they play him. So I love the fact that you covered him.
Still good. Maybe we'll have another. Red Sox aren't in it. Sorry, no low outfield wall discussions this year. So let's get the hell out of here. High fives all around, Bay included.
Jake,
where can we find you?
Thank you.
I got a little something for you. Send me an email.
Okay.
Where can the people find you?
Ooh, what could it be?
What's your email?
Oh, well.
Just look at my bio, man.
I'll text it to you.
He just said call his agent.
Dylan at washedmedia.com.
Okay.
Where can the people find you, Jake?
You can find me at Jake Louque. My last name is spelled Louque for some reason. And yeah, covering the Ravens. So if you're a Ravens fan, check us out at BaltimoreBeatdown.com. At Podcast Beatdown is our Twitter account for the podcast where we put out all sorts of promotional materials. If you're a fan of another team, maybe parachuting, check out what we've got to say. It's pretty niche, I guess, for a national audience like you guys are. But I don't know. I like to think we have a good banter, a good work hard, play hard mentality, right? So
Love that.
Yeah, we're national. We said Max Duggan's name 5 times on this damn podcast today.
He's
All
a
right.
Heisman hopeful.
Hell out of here, people.
I want my chips with the dip. That's all I know. I don't want my chips plain. I want my chips with the dip. So bring them dips.